This video is a little bit unscheduled, I'll be honest with you. We were planning, we are going to have a video later on today. That's going to be this evening, which will be about David Moyes, some comments regarding his future, quite an interesting take on that and what could actually happen. However, this is a bit hot off the press, this is really sort of big news. Ex-WHU employee is going to provide an update, I believe, this evening on Patreon, give us a little bit more information on this. But basically, this is now breaking news. It's fact. It's come out that Roma have put Tammy Abraham up for sale this summer. Now, if you remember previously, before that Abraham joined Roma, West Ham were a big favourite for his signature. We were very, very keen on him, desperately trying to get him over to West Ham. But unfortunately, he had his heart set on that move already. It was basically, we were a bit too late to the party on that one, and he went. Now, Tammy Abraham, it's a really interesting one for West Ham because no doubt we're going to be interested in this. This is big news for West Ham. Bearing in mind, we're talking the money we're likely to get from Declan Rice. We're going to talk about Gianluca Scamacca in another video, but I do want to touch on that a little bit now because this is the key to this. Now, the interesting part about this with Tammy Abraham is that we've got Gianluca Scamacca. As I said, we're going to talk about it in another video, but it looks as though he could well be on his way out of West Ham this summer. It looks like he may well have played his last game for the club. Now, the interesting bit is there's a host of Italian clubs that want him back. Italy like to sort of keep their own players there. They want him back in Italy. That's basically the nut and crust of that. Basically, that's what's going to be happening most likely with Scamacca this summer. That's where he's likely to go back to Italy. So obviously Roma, Italian club, and also the fact he's a massive Roma fan. We've seen that in terms of he's gone to support them while he's been back there. He's a big Roma fan. This is very, very interesting. Now, I don't know enough about the details of it. As I say, it's quite fresh, this. But this is certainly a deal West Ham should be all over. Absolutely be all over. Tammy Abraham would be a perfect fit for West Ham. Exactly what we want. Pace, power, and a decent finisher. This is exactly what we need. Bearing in mind, West Ham, as well, are going to be under major pressure this summer. If they sell Declan Rice, which is looking like that is the case, that we are going to be doing that, West Ham aren't going to be able to justify that sale without going out and getting someone credible into the football club, someone that's going to excite the fans and make them go, okay, we're going in the right direction. Because let's be honest, we're about to lose an England international, a future England captain, our captain. That's a big, big blow for the football club. It's a big blow to the fans. It's a big blow to everyone associated with West Ham. They need to then make something happen and show that we are actually still going forward as a football club. I believe they will. I really do. I strongly believe that we will be hungry in the market to make sure that we get the right players in. Tammy Abraham is a big, big opportunity for West Ham. This is a real big one because the striker department is something we have struggled with forever. I can't remember the last time we haven't really had that sort of... We don't ever seem to recruit correctly when it comes to strikers. I mean, we look at Antonio as our main striker now. I'm delighted with that because I'm pleased with how well he's playing. But let's be honest, he wasn't a striker when we brought him in. He was a winger and he's played previously at right back. So this just goes to show you where we are as a football club when it comes to signing strikers. Now, Tammy Abraham, you look at and think, now that's the sort of player we want. Tammy Abraham, of course, played for Chelsea. He knows London. This would be a very, very much a perfect fit, you find. Now, as I say, on Patreon later, ex-WHU employee is going to provide an update on this and give us a little bit more clarity of what's going on. There is no doubt about it, though, that West Ham are looking at this. They're going to be... I'd go as far as saying... I'd like to believe, so this is my opinion, but I'd like to go as far as thinking we're already making contact straight away, trying to get this sorted out, because if we've got a chance of bringing someone like that, of that calibre, to this football club as a striker, I mean, can you imagine if we could replace Scamacca? Let's be honest, hasn't fitted into West Ham's system. I mean, look, I'm going to talk about Scamacca in another video. I don't want to completely slate the guy. He's been injured for the majority of the season. It's a bit harsh. But the signs aren't great. The signs aren't very good with the player in terms of his demeanour and what he's been doing. His activities off the pitch when he's not been playing. I just mean about sort of not hanging around at the stadium for matches and not watching our games and all these sort of things. Now, I know some people might say, well, that's a little bit harsh, nitpicking, but I don't know. I don't quite like it. I think I'm not seeing a great deal of dedication from the player. And a great deal of happiness from the images we've seen previously when he has been played, when he's been subbed off. He just doesn't seem a very happy guy. He doesn't feel like this move is working out very well. Look, these things happen. But Tammy Abraham, you get the feeling, is a player that would work out. He knows London. He knows the Premier League. He knows West Ham. And he's exactly what we need. We want someone that fits the mold of Mikel Antonio. We want someone that can come in and fit the system that David Moyes plays. We've tried and tested this method of changing our system. Let's be more possession based. Let's try and play a bit more like a dominating side, a top four side. It doesn't suit David Moyes' system. It never has done. We tried it. We nearly got relegated because of that, trying that out. Okay, so there's no way we can ignore and try and pretend that Scamacca is going to be a Mikel Antonio type player. He's just not. Mikel Antonio himself has come out and criticised Scamacca. He did it on a podcast. He only came out, I think it was yesterday. I'm not overly thrilled about it, but I'm kind of getting a bit, used to this now with Antonio, with these podcasts. I don't quite know why the club are sanctioning these, because we know from the world we work in here at the West Ham way, we would love to talk to our first team players and get them on. And it's very, very difficult to do so, basically because the club won't allow it. The club have to sanction all this. So why they're allowing these Antonio podcasts to keep going out, where he keeps putting his foot in it, in my opinion, and just, I don't know, not ideal. But anyway, back to the point. He's basically said that Scamacca doesn't fit Moyes' system. He's right. He's right. He doesn't. Moyes wants a powerful, hard-working striker that's going to bully defenders, get stuck in, run the channels, and be a good counter-attack player. That is not Gianluca Scamacca. That is not Danny Ings. They just don't fit that system. Tammy Abraham, on the other hand, would fit that system. He's powerful, strong, he can run, and he can score goals. This is perfect for West Ham. This would be an ideal signing. This really would be. And like I've just said, if we're going to be losing Declan Rice this summer, and we're going to be raising funds by that, and let's say we need to raise funds by selling Scamacca, what a way to replace a striker with someone like that, an England international striker that knows the Premier League and bag goals for us. It's massive. It's a really big one. But look, as I say, as I'm recording this, I've spoken to him on the phone, but he's going to provide a proper update on Patreon. So this is a little bit ahead of the game because we're doing a recordings a little bit earlier. We're going to have a video out later regarding David Moyes. But if any more comes out about this, with any more kind of meat to the bones, which I'm sure there will be, then we'll obviously do another video on it a bit later down the line. But yeah, very interesting. Tammy Abraham is for sale.